Islam, peace and love, peace, love, and energy, energy, energy. I am Sade Renee L, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today I'm actually going to be doing a quick video in regards to CFS and their fraud. They are currently trying to terminate my parental rights, which they, of course, don't have the God-given authority to do. And I'm just going to read straight through it. Their document, my documents, all of that good stuff in the fraud. And thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and share the video. This was electronically filed, as you can see, 7/20 of 2021. And as you can see, if we scroll down to the bottom of the document, it was executed July 15th. So July 15th, it was signed by Michelle Pelino. Again, this is current fraud, of course, because then if you scroll up, they say that you have 14 days to respond to this document. And the fact that they waited 5 days even to file it, that just shows the lack of them trying to hide documents, because I don't get notification only unless I'm certified mail it. So for example, they don't email me, this person acting as doesn't email me, this person acting as doesn't email me. I'm not notified unless I receive a certified mail, which I still haven't to this day. Luckily, I was able to receive this document. All right, so I'll read as it follows. And just to start off again, they denationalized my daughter. All capitals, again, that's not even her name. It never has been. She's never had Kellogg Tharp attached to anything, never, ever, a day, an hour, anything, never. Her appellation is Ase Divine L, period. Like, it's simple. So it reads as follows. Motion to terminate parental rights. Comes now the Clark County Department of Family Services Department by and through the Clark County District Attorney's Office, by and through the District Attorney Stephen B. Wilson and Chief Deputy District Attorney Stephanie Ritcher, and files this motion to terminate parental rights. So that's what they started off with in regards to what they're saying on their documents. So I went ahead and made my rebuttal, of course. I have my title. I'll just scroll down, certified mail as well. Let's see here. So I had, of course, put in regards to notice this document was written and created July 15th, the affidavit of verification. This document was e-filed with clerk of court, Steve Gerson, July 20th, 21. Please send proof when document was sent certified mail. This document was hand delivered to petitioner August the 8th. So that's how I received it. And getting back to their points in regards to the falsehood, they say memorandum of points and authorities right here on the second page. And I'll read as follows. These are the lies. This action is governed by Nevada Revised Statutes Chapter 432B and 128 and concerns the minor child who is under the jurisdiction of the 8th Judicial Court. Ase Divine Kellogg Tharp, aka Ase Kellogg Tharp. Ase was born on August 8, 2019 during a home birth in the state of California. In order to create a delayed birth certificate has been issued by the court, and the birth certificate is pending issuance of, by the state of California. Ase resides in a foster home licensed by the department where she was placed by the department. Ase was adjudicated an abused or neglected child and is currently under the jurisdiction of the juvenile court. Ase was placed into physical custody on April 21, 2020. The department was granted legal custody of this child on September 21, 2020. The acts complained of occurred in County, Nevada. The mother of Ase is Sade Kellogg Tharp, aka Sade Renee Kellogg Tharp, and they got all these stupid ass AKAs. Like, this is just a waste of space. Like, it's not even that serious because that's not even what it is. Like, okay, lies. But anyways, they got like 20 different aliases, which is just absolutely insane. Like, you're just wasting lines. But anyways, Sade, you could just call me Sade. Yeah, like, just keep it plain. It's Sade Renee L, first of all. That's what y'all should have put on here because, yep, here it goes. Sade Renee L. It say aka Sade Renee L, aka Sade Renee L. Like, that don't even make no sense. Like, they just do stupid stuff. But anyways, Sade's whose date of birth is January 6, 1986. That's incorrect, but I'll go with it, whatever, because that's not my date of birth. It was not in January. It was somewhere in July, but whatever. and who was last known by the department to reside in Clark County, Nevada, Sade established maternity by an affidavit from a witness that stated that she was the natural mother. The father of Ase is Darius, last name unknown. Darius, whose date of birth is unknown, and it is unknown by the department where he last resided. Darius has not established paternity, therefore he is a putative father of Ase. The true identity of the natural father of Ase is unknown. To the best of the Movent's knowledge, there is no legal guardianship appointed for Ase in the state of Nevada or elsewhere. Ase is not known to be an Indian child. Sade, Darius, and all other persons claiming paternity are necessary and proper parties to this motion. The department has no information regarding any relatives' address in the state of Nevada. So I'll stop right there and I'll go ahead and read the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because all that is lies. All right, so share. All right. So this is my response. So denied motion to terminate parental rights. Acting as under color of law, Clark County Department of Family Services, Department by and through, acting as Clark County District Attorney's Office by and through, acting as Stephen B. Wolfson, and acting as Chief Deputy District Attorney Stephanie Ritcher do not have the authority, jurisdiction, or the God-given right to terminate parental rights of the natural divine creator, Sade Renee L. All right, let me scroll down. Denied memorandum of points and authorities. Actions can only be governed by the people as stated in the Constitution of the state of Nevada. See Article 1, Section 20. Now that's, where the territory that I'm at. So I even hit them with their own shit. Nevada Revised Statutes, Chapter 432B and 128 has no authority and is without mercy. Justice without mercy is godless and therefore repugnant to the United States Constitution. 8th Judicial District Court has kidnapped the minor and has not proven, for the record, jurisdiction. Improper persona, Ase Divine L, nom de guerre, straw man, all capital letters, Ase Divine Kellogg Tharp. Ase Divine Kellogg Tharp was born August 8, 2019 during a home birth, The order to create the U.S. Corporation Birth Certificate Bond at California Republic is denied due to Ase Divine L, a natural living being, has a Moorish alive birth record of birth, and a living family holy Bible and a live birth record. And also just to pause right there, you guys can look up the Living Family Holy Bible, that live birth record. That was what was used for many, 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 many years. And that is still legally accepted today. So for them to say that she doesn't have a record of birth or anything of that nature, that's a lie, because it is in my family holy Bible, my grandfather's Bible. It's been in our family for years. It's older than me and some. What you talking about? And I'll read as follows. Those documents have been notarized, indeed, and witnessed by two signatures, by the way, two autographs, of my fellow Moorish sisters, and sent via certified mail via vital statistics. Gosh, why can't I talk? California, and e-filed with Steve Gerson, acting as Clerk of Court, Nevada. Ase, a Moor American, is currently being denationalized as a 14th Amendment subject and held hostage and captive by a de facto foster home, which is unlawfully licensed by the department, where she was forcibly placed by the department. Ase, mother, and we the people has never waived any rights, signed any contracts, given any consent, permission, or authority to the juvenile court to adjudicate or exercise jurisdiction over any matters pertaining to our life, liberty, person, security, and again, liberty. A writ of error and default judgment on top of numerous affidavits, including a writ of habeas corpus, was e-filed with the acting as Clerk of Court Steve Gerson and sent via certified mail. And also for the record, I already linked them because y'all keep asking me if they've been liened. Yes, they have been liened. They've been liened for the record. The department is in violation of full faith and credit. Divine Creator Sade Renee Ill and proper persona, Nam Degir Sade Kellogg Tharp, all rights reserved. And then all the lines, you remember when they put all those different names, quote unquote. So I just put Fourth Amendment because I'm not about to go back and forth with you. Like, that's petty. And it continues. Divine Creator Sade Renee Ill and proper persona has no need to establish or prove any corporation's maternity. Like, I don't owe y'all nothing. Job 41:11. Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. Ezekiel 18:4. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. Exodus 19:5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Psalms 50:12. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Proverbs 8:14. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding, I have strength. Acting as a department, as Mother previously stated, she had a sperm donor for conception. And then I put Fourth Amendment and Fourth Amendment because they keep bringing up the child's father. And again, he's irrelevant to this case. And if I say I don't want to talk about it, that's a Fourth Amendment, period, because he's irrelevant. Moving along. The movement of this motion has continued to deny friends and family by way of consanguinity to take guardianship and provide home to Ase Divine Ill. Mother has proof of several attempts to get her offspring with friends and family. Now that's a fact. I've tried so many times. Like, I have so many people, witness affidavits, all of that, people who've actually called in several times, even did the paperwork, and then like will be 3 months into the paperwork, then they'll like come up with some type of excuse why they can't transfer the child, my offspring, my daughter, over to somebody of consanguinity. Because again, she's with this European lady right now. That lady don't know nothing of my customs. You know, they don't even take baths for real or showers. Like, they don't even wash themselves. Like, stop playing with me. I'll continue reading though. I'll continue reading. Conspiracy against rights. USC 18-241. If two or more persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right, they shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. Because they keep lying and they're conspiring against my rights. Ase Divine Ill is a more American. She is protected by the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1836 between the United States of North America, and the Moroccan Empire. A state cannot refuse to give foreign nationals their treaty rights because of fear that international agreements may possibly not work completely to the satisfaction of state authorities. Under the Supremacy Clause of the United States Constitution, Article 4, Clause 2, state policies as to the right of aliens to inherit must give way to overriding federal treaties and conflicting arrangements. And that's Article 6, excuse me. Colgrave versus Oregon, which the Supreme Court of the United States decided the following. The United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Children avers the following. Article 6, every Indigenous individual has the right to a nationality, because again, they keep trying to denationalize my child. All right, so I'm gonna stop right there and get back to their lies, because I just spit the truth. Like, you could look that up. All right, so they come talking about factual background, like the lies. Factual background. The facts bringing Ase within the purview of the Nevada Revised Statutes, Chapter 128 and 432B, are as follows. Commencement of case. On April 21, 2020, Ase was removed from the home due to concerns of alcohol abuse and arrested for child abuse and DUI. Subsequently, petition number 1 was filed and adjudicated. This court found that Ase was in need of protection and legal custody and was granted to the department. Case plan. On September 21, 2020, this court adopted a case plan that enumerated services to help address the issues that led to the removal of Ase from the home. The department has made referrals and provided assistance to Sade for reunification services. Sade has failed to subsequently engage in reunification services outlined in the case plan and or to demonstrate necessary behavior changes to return the child home. Now, as we do, like, we don't, discuss case matters, subject matters, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? We just stick to the law. But as far as this is all a lie, because on April 21, 2020, my daughter was not removed from the home due to alcohol abuses. And I was not arrested for a DUI because of that. They took my daughter, they kidnapped my daughter when I was in my conveyance. I was chilling at my conveyance, charging my phone, minding my own damn business. It was in a public parking lot. It was a Safeway, a Metro, like different little mini stores. Like, it was like a mini plaza, you know what I'm saying? Public parking lot. So I'm parked charging my phone because I had just moved out here and I do not know how to get around without my GPS, period. So my phone had died and I'm not supposed to be fumbling while I'm traveling, fumbling with my phone, baby in the back, trying to, put it on the charger and stuff like that. So I pulled over. So as I'm sitting in the car, sitting in my automobile, charging my phone, the policy enforcers rolled up on me and started asking me hella fucking questions, harassing me. And then out of spite, they kidnapped me. Now, when they kidnapped me, the baby was in the back of the conveyance. They took the baby. CPS took the baby, and I told them I had somebody to call to pick up the baby. They wouldn't let nobody pick up the baby. CPS came and picked up the baby. I got out of being out of kidnapping 3 days later. And ever since then, I've been trying to get the baby back, and they won't give me the baby back. So that's what happened. So they really need to stop fucking lying for real. Like, tell the truth. Y'all just stole the baby. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with me being convicted for no DUI or nothing. And I'll show you guys my response in regards to that, because I haven't been convicted for a DUI. So how you gonna tell me I have a DUI and I ain't been convicted for one? Make that make sense though. Like, seriously. Denied factual background. Whereas Hope versus Henderson stated in a Supreme Court case ruling that statutes which would deprive a citizen of the rights of a person or property without a regular trial, according to the course and usage of common law, would not be the law of the land. Facts. Talking about all these statutes. Those statutes don't mean nothing to me. They're null and void. Falsifies commitment of the case. Please provide for the record and on the record the party in which had concern of the mother alleged alcohol abuse. Because you're trying to say that somebody called. Okay, who called then? Because that never happened. They never came to my domicile. Again, I was in my automobile when they took the baby. So stop lying. Tell the truth. And then it reads, for the record, please provide evidence and proof of the mother being arrested for a DUI April 21, 2020. The department continues to falsify documents, go off third-party hearsay, and lie on reports with no proof or evidence or sworn affidavits supporting their claims, and again is charged with treason, conspiracy, and genocide. This court and its acting members have no jurisdiction over free living beings. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and thou shalt love thy Lord with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. That's Mark 12:29-31. All right, so I stopped there when it said something about the case plan, I believe. So I'll get back to what they was lying about. All right, or did we do the, oh no, we did do that. So, well, since I'm here, I'll just go ahead and keep reading. So I'll do trial home and placement. Trial home, Ase has not been returned to the home since removal. Yeah, clearly I've been trying to get it back, y'all, some thieves and hostage baby holders. Placement, Ase was placed in a foster home licensed by the department, and on December 31st, 2020, the child is bonded to her care provider and is fully integrated into the home. The care provider is willing and able to meet all child's physical, mental, and emotional needs, and is committed to adopting Ase. She's been trying to adopt my baby ever since they took my baby, and she's actually been with 4 or 5 different foster homes. This lady, as you can see on the picture, that's the lady who's trying to adopt her. And that lady, again, she's a European. She's not familiar with my customs, any of that. And she's the one. Ase does not like her whatsoever. I can tell in Ase's face, she's not being taken care of properly. They always have raggedy ass clothes on her. She's always eating unhealthy meals. She's acting out. The lady lets her get away with things that, you know, like you need to, you know, I know that she's a baby, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying discipline her or nothing like that as far as put your hands on her. But, you know, you could, if the baby's acting out, you know, put her on timeout or something. And she don't have the authority to do that with my child. You know, my baby is growing. So I'm the best teacher for her. I'm the one to let her know what's right and what's wrong in this world and how to live accordingly to love, truth, peace, justice, and freedom. Like, she don't read the Quran to my baby. She don't read the Bible to my baby. Do they meditate? No, they don't do it. She learning her Spanish, her Mandarin right now? No, she's not the mother, okay? And she can never be the mother. Like, go to an adoption agency. Like, why do they be trying to steal kids from child family services? Like, it's gotta stop. So moving right along to the truth, because those are all lies talking about she bonding with her. Girl, ain't nobody bonding with you. Y'all say anything. She a baby, girl. She is not bonding with you. She can only bond with me, her mother. All right? Because I done read her enough times, duties of the child in the Quran. You know what I'm talking about? She know. Babies are very wise. They wiser than we know. She's an actress, okay? Stop playing. So, the facts. Denied case plan. Ase Divine L is presently being held hostage as a prize and deprived of her liberty under color of state law within purview of the plausible 14th Amendment, contrary to and in violation of the supreme law of the land, Article 6, Clause 2 of the Constitution for the United States Republic of North America. The right to be let alone, the most comprehensive of rights and the most valued by the civilized man. To protect that right, every unjustified intrusion by the government upon the privacy of the individual, whatever the means employed, must be deemed a violation of the Fourth Amendment. And that's Olmstead versus the U.S. Denied trial home visit. Like, why y'all want to knock on my door and come in? I don't need no company. The Constitution of the United States of Nevada, Article 1, Section 18. So again, I hit them with their own stuff. If we're at Nevada territory, Nevada Republic, all right, well, the Nevada Constitution says unreasonable search and search, issuance of warrants. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable seizures and searches shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but on probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place or places to be searched, and the persons or persons and things to be seized, period. Okay, it's the law. All right, so my daughter, she's at baby prison camp. Ase is currently being held hostage by a hybrid European who is not familiar with the mother's religions, heritage, and customs. Ase is currently going through separation anxiety and is being denied bonding time with her natural mother. Again, I haven't seen my baby in like over 2.5 months, going on 3 months now. And I haven't touched her in well over 6 months, like smelled her, none of that. And I'm like, well, why, you know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all kidnap her and I can't even see her and nothing? Like, where's she at? Seriously. No state shall convert a liberty into a license and charge a fee therefore. That's Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. Sade Renee, all rights reserved, sui juris, improper persona, is demanding the immediate release and return of her offspring, Ase Divine L. DFS has continued to commit fraud in holding the child hostage from the divine creator's touch, reach, and sight. And it's your conspiracy to interfere. That's USC 42, 1985. If two or more persons in any state or territory conspire for the purpose of depriving, either directly or indirectly, any person's rights to the party so injured or deprived, may have an action for recovery of damages against one or more of the conspirators. And hit them with their own stuff too. That's for them. You know what I'm saying? And you're in violation. Seriously, big time. You going to jail. The court and its members have no authority or jurisdiction to adopt a permanency plan to terminate God-given rights. And as Malachi says, 3:8, will a man rob God? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. All right, so let's get to them. The lies, back to the lies. All right, scroll down. Oopsie, where I go? I think I was on placement. No, I was on here. Visitation. Sade was scheduled for a weekly in-person visitation with Ase at DFS visitation site. However, she did not attend any in-person visitation. Sade had twice weekly visits via Zoom for half an hour on Wednesday and Friday, supervised by the department. Sade kept her camera off the entire time of the Zoom visits and does not interact with Ase during the visits. Now that's a damn lie. For them to say that I had my camera off the whole time and I didn't interact with the baby, that's a lie, because I have videos on my YouTube, me interacting with the baby while we're playing around with chakras. Like, it's on a short beta film. You can even check it on my YouTube right now. It was uploaded months ago. So what are they saying? Like, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. And they put the visitations out like hours away. Like I was fine with the Zoom visits for now due to the fact that I could not make those visitations. But that did not mean terminate them whatsoever. And I've been trying to, for the longest, to ask them why they keep terminating them. And as you can see, they hang up in my face when I call them. So I got to continue to fight just for fucking visitation. Excuse my language, just for visitation. All right, and then it says here, on June 15, 2021, this court adopted a permanency plan of adoption upon the termination of parental rights. The department submits this motion to terminate parental rights. Again, they don't even have that right to terminate, but I'll keep reading the lies. Legal authority. Termination of parental rights proceedings are governed by NRS chapters 128 and 432B. In order to terminate the rights of a parent to a child, the court is required to find by clear and convincing evidence that the best interest of the child is served by termination, and that the conduct of the parent was the basis for a finding pursuant to NRS 432B. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Nah, but I'll read it. .393 parentheses 3, blah, blah, blah. And or, I'm like, they null and void. And or the one of the enumerated parental fault grounds exists based upon the facts outlined above, as well as facts or evidence to be presented at the evidentiary hearing. This court must find clear and convincing evidence that. But again, scrolling up, what did they say? What did they say? So they want to, okay, let's just step in the role with them real fast. All right, let's just play devil's advocate, right? Let's just do it really, really fast, right? So they're saying that they want to give my baby to someone else because I got arrested for child abuse, removed from the home due to concerns of alcohol abuse, and arrested for child abuse and DUI. Okay, so let's just play devil's advocate. So let's say that happened, right? All right, so that's just one line, like one line. And it don't say on this date and this and date, this and this and this and happened. And it was said that the baby, this and this and that. And it was said that this and this and this and this happened. Therefore, we came and then we asked her, and then she like none of, like, they have nothing, because none of that happened. Like they have, like, they just made up a whole thing and then don't have no evidence on nothing. Like, you just made that all up, but don't have no proof of nothing. That's crazy. It's just crazy, though, that people like this has even been going on this long off of one sentence, off of a lie. No witnesses, no witness affidavits. Again, no one ever called because I was at my conveyance. You know what I'm saying? So who called? Somebody called. So who's the person who called? Because they sure didn't show up to trial. So who is this mystery call person? Like, y'all the mob. Like, let's just keep reading. Okay. I was already there, I think. Scrolling down. Best interest. Ase's best interest is served by termination of the parental rights of Sade Darius and all other persons claiming paternity. See NRS 128-105, blah, blah, blah. Ase is bonded with her care provider who has continued to meet Ase's need for shelter, medical, and other care. She don't need medical care. First of all, I'm her doctor. Let's stop right there. So as far as them saying she need medical care, like what the fuck is they doing? Because what they be doing is they be trying to dope up the babies because the lady don't even probably want to take care of her. She just want the check. So God forbid she be trying to put my baby on dope. She going to jail too. She going to jail. Because I'm going to see what's up with the medical records. Because when Ase was in my care, she never went to the doctors. She never got sick. She never had no bad cough, none of that. Like CPS takes the baby, all of a sudden she has an ear infection. All of a sudden she got to go to sleep because she got an ear infection. Like, wait, what? Like that's, they get paid extra for that. Talking about medical. What you mean medical? She don't need no medical care. So they be doing too much. Ase is thriving, even with the vaccination. Like they went ahead with the vaccination with my baby after I had been put in the paperwork and told them no, like no means no. Like I have affidavits, witness, notarized, certified mail, all of that. E-file with the clerk that I said I put in all my paperwork in regards to don't vaccinate her. They still want to vaccinate. She's a baby. She don't need it. She's healthy. Ase is thriving in the care of the placement and meeting all developmental milestones. How you know? To prove it. How you know? And what to you is a developmental milestone? Like what? Like what? Who gives the authority to say that? Is she potty trained right now? Because in my care, she would have been potty trained. Shoot, as soon as she would have like 1.5 or something. I don't play. So that might meet your developmental milestones. How you know to meet mine? They don't even take baths, man. You got to look this up. They don't even wash their booties. The care provider is an adoptive resource for Ase. No, she's a baby thief. Sade has not engaged in any case plan services to address the alcohol abuse and criminal charges which resulted in Sade's removal from her care. What is there to discuss? It never happened. I don't have any type of alcohol abuse and prove the criminal charges because last time I checked, I still ain't been convicted for none of that. So make that make sense. So what is there to talk about? Sade continues to refuse to engage in her case plan or engage meaningfully with the department. Sade is not actively participating in visitation with Ase to be able to bond with her child. Sade, look at it. It says Sade is not actively participating in visitation with Ase to be able to bond with her child. How can I bond with her and participate with her if y'all took my visitations away? So how does that even make sense? Again, y'all just lie, but y'all lying and telling yourselves on the next line. Like that don't even make sense. It's contradicting. Sade has not demonstrated that she is able to safely parent Ase, given her lack of involvement in case plan services and visitation. And again, like I don't understand. I don't have to prove to you nothing. I don't have to prove to you that I'm a female. I'm a female. I don't have to prove to you that my skin is brown. My skin is brown. I don't have to prove to you my hair is nappy. That shit nappy, bro. So why I gotta demonstrate and prove to you? What you gonna be jump up and down? Hey, my hair is nappy. Girl, bye. Stop it. Somebody need to stop. It's gotta stop. Free the baby. Just stop. Like you lose, bro. Like this, like I didn't even want to play. Who said this was a game, bro? If it was, I didn't sign up for it. I know that fact. I don't remember signing up for none of this. No legal authority. The court and its members have not proven any evidence, witnesses, affidavits, or similar to such. Let me see, am I at the right place? Yeah, that's where I stopped out. Full mirror I've got. With such regards to prove and attest to the statements are true and factual facts. The court, which is not of record, is acting under color, which has not been given authority, which has not been given to them authority or consent. Courts not of record are those inferior dignity, which have no power to fine or imprison, and in which the proceedings are not enrolled or recorded. And then you see all the different case laws, like you got several case laws for that. I repeat, courts not of record are those inferior dignity, which have no power to fine or imprison, and in which proceedings are not enrolled or recorded. So null and void again. And also Luke 11:52. Woe unto you lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye entered not into in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. Yeah, because y'all lawyers, y'all try to stagnate the people with the lies. A lawyer wrote that motion, acting as, and just lied on the whole document. And her name is Stephanie Ritcher. She's the one who wrote this, and she's a liar. The best interest of Ase Divine L, a living being in proper persona, is to be with her divine creator, Sade Renee L. The immediate return of property is demanded. John 8:36. If the Son therefore shall make ye free, ye shall be free indeed. Sade Renee L, more American, indigenous to this land, have their rights to life, physical and mental integrity, liberty, and security of persons. Indigenous peoples have the collective right to live in freedom, peace, and security as distinct people, and shall not be subjected to any act of genocide or any other act of violence, including forcible removing children of the group to any other indigenous peoples, and individuals have the right not to be subjected to forced assimilation or destruction of their culture. Now that's a fact. That's a strong one right there, because again, they keep having her with this European lady, and as it just says right here, like, we shouldn't be subjected to forced assimilation or destruction of our culture. Like, that's incorrect. Indigenous peoples and individuals have the right to belong to an indigenous community or nation. So the fact, again, that they keep denying all my friends, all my family, anybody of consanguinity, I have people in at our territory at Las Vegas and all of that, like, people have been calling for the baby. They keep denying. They've denied over 10 people. I don't know why they want to kidnap my baby so bad. Indigenous peoples and individuals have the right to belong to an indigenous community or nation in accordance with the traditions and customs of the community or nation concerned. No discrimination of any kind may arise from the exercise of such a right. The state cannot diminish rights of the people. That's her title versus the people of the state of California. Also, they're in violation to conspiracy to interfere. That's USC 42, 1985. If two or more persons in any state or territory conspire for the purposes of depriving, either directly or indirectly, any person's right, the party so injured or deprived may have an action for the recovery of the damages against one or more of the conspirators. Where rights secured by the constitutions are involved, there can be no rulemaking legislation which will abrogate them. That's Miranda versus Arizona. The rights to be let alone the most comprehensive of rights, and the rights most valued by civilized men. To protect that right, every unjustifiable intrusion by the government upon the privacy of the individual, whatever the means employed, must be deemed a violation of the Fourth Amendment. That's Olmstead versus the U.S. Bill of Rights, Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Again, we the people. You the people, me the people, we the people. We the people. We the people. You the people, me the people, we the people. Yeah, I like that. This agency has no authority to make a ruling or a judgment on people, Sade Renee L, without the people's consent. Every man is independent of all laws except those prescribed by nature. He is not bound by any institution formed by his fellow man without his consent. That's Cruden versus Neal. Common law is the law of the land. All right, and I'll keep reading. Neglect has never been proven. CFS and its agents have denied due process. If any statement with any law which is passed is unconstitutional, the whole law is unconstitutional. That's Marbury versus Madison. Therefore, that statutes which would deprive a citizen of the rights of a person or property without a regular trial, according to the course and usage of common law, would not be the law of the land. That's Hope versus Henderson. And again, I say that because I was not given due process because I didn't get a trial by jury. In order for there to be a crime, an injured party must exist. And also, if the injured party is not of age, the jury must decide for the injured party. Like, you have to have a trial by jury to have the appropriate due process. For someone acting as magistrate judge Adriana Rincon White, for her to work for CPS and be a CFS judge, she works for them. She probably has a 99.999 guilty rate because she works for them. She's a party to the matter. Like, that's not a fair trial. And you guys have never proven neglect. So let's be real, people. Let's be real. If it does exist, please provide for the record where the mother has been convicted of a DUI related to this case of alleged child abuse. Again, prove it, because y'all keep saying that, but that never happened. So just show me where that happened. Like, maybe somebody shape-shifted my body one day or something. I'm like, because that never happened. Like, dead ass, y'all could look me up online. Y'all could even see yourself. It's public record, ain't it? Because I'm an adult, my shit probably public record. So y'all could probably look me up and you will notice none of that happened. So just stop lying. I've never been convicted for a DUI at the state of Nevada territory, for the record. It's never happened. So stop lying. Produce for the record any physical marks, scars, or witness sworn affidavits to attest to Ase's alleged child abuse and neglect. So if she was abused or neglect, like, prove how? Like, did she have a mark on her? Even if it could have been a little dot scratch, like, I want to see it, because I know my baby. My baby doesn't have no dot mark, no nothing, no flea mark, nothing at all. So show me, and then show me how she was neglected, because you come over at my domicile, it was a mini daycare over here. So what are you saying as far as neglect? Like, y'all see the pictures, stop playing with me. Produce for the record sworn affidavits or visible evidence that the child was neglected from shelter. I've had my same domicile the whole time we've been here. So how was she ever neglected from shelter? And my conveyance, she got kidnapped in my conveyance. So how is that the neglect from shelter? Like, make that make sense. Produce for the record a mental health evaluation where the child suffered from trauma. They said on a report, on one of the first reports, that the child, my baby, suffered from trauma. First of all, she was 9 months when they kidnapped her. How she suffered from trauma? Like, how did y'all, like, well, I'm trying to figure out, because she's a happy baby. She's always happy and smiling and giggling. So where did y'all get trauma from? And then who said that? Like, y'all got a baby doctor who's like, oh, this baby at 2 months has suffered from trauma from coming out the mother's vajayjay. Oh my God. Like, make that make sense, bro. This a cartoon? It's a cartoon. Who wrote this report? Who wrote that? They wrote that. Yep, they did. So prove it. Since y'all be saying anything, produce for the record how the child in the care of the mother was deprived financially, because my baby had anything she wanted. She never went a day without anything. She's a baby. What? She was more than taken care of, okay? I'm mommy and daddy, okay? Did that fine, will. Pat myself on the back for that. Never had a problem with that. Again, claim not proven. Produce for the record the mother's excessive alcohol usage, because they just keep lying. They want to point me out to be this alcoholic drunk. Like, make that make sense, because that's not even the case whatsoever. Like, not at all. I'm far from that. Like, very responsible. Stop playing with me. But again, they got to make me seem something. I had to be some type of monster in their eyes, so they wrote with that. It is what it is. But you're not going to sit here and defame my character, because that's not me, period. Produce it for the record. Show me then. Produce it. Prove it. Since you got all these alleged allegations, prove it then. That's all you got to do. And then, what can I say when you prove it? Nothing, right? So just prove it. Yeah, exactly. You can't. Produce for the record your evidence that proves Sade is an unfit parent. Where do you get your authority from? Is there a contract between Sade L and proper persona and Sade Renee L nom de guerre? If so, produce for the record. Because they said previously that as far as case plan, we were supposed to have a case plan, but then I backed out. No, we never did have a case plan. I've been telling y'all since day one, she's a more American. Y'all don't have no jurisdiction. From day one, I've been telling y'all the same thing. From day one, I've showed you her nationality papers. From day one, I told you she was protected by the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, and y'all was in violation of the Constitution, and that no immunity is even given to officers and all of that. Like y'all don't have no immunity neither. I have emails verifying, telling y'all didn't have no immunity. Like y'all need to know the law. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So stop playing with me. From day one, I've never autographed nothing. So if they want to keep saying like, I think because they be forging signatures and stuff like that. So now I'm really like producing for the record because I never autographed anything. So let me see that autograph that said that we was in contract, because we've never been in contract. And I've sent several paperwork saying if there was ever any contract, it is now null and void. If I gave consent willingly, unwillingly, not knowingly, if there are any contracts that was produced, they are now null and void. I've sent that paperwork over 9 months ago. So they've been knowing it ain't no contract. So stop lying. And it reads as follows: no man shall be deprived of his property without being heard in his own defense. A fact, with a trial jury, and of my people at that. How about that? For my peers, legislators, and some real jurists. How about that? Legislators cannot legislate the behavior of people. Facts. The common law is the real law. The supreme law of the land, the code, rules, regulations, policies, and statutes are not law. All they're going off of these statutes and codes, which do not supersede the Constitution. So they're null and void. Self versus Ray. Just get my baby back. Seriously, just stop playing with me. Amendment 5, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury. Facts, I just said that. Sade Renee L is demanding the immediate return of her offspring and the case to be immediately dismissed based on lack of evidence, no proof of claim, hearsay, and defamation, because they keep lying and trying to defame my character. Like, I shouldn't even be having to make this video. I should be making a video right now of me and my daughter happily in nature somewhere, blossoming and meditating and living our best lives. Like, they just be hating. Hate to see it shine, for real. CFS and its members have no authority and jurisdiction over free national beings. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, okay? And I do not consent. I'm sovereign. Like, that means in lack of need of consent from anyone, especially the governed. I don't need to be sui juris, okay? And proper persona sui juris, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need your help, okay? No, thank you. Okay, I got this. U.S. Constitution, Article 6, the Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding. Ashe is in best care with her mother. Ashe has shown behavioral issues, previous Zoom chats due to her lacking the bonding with her divine creator, Sade Renee L. CFS is at fault for committing treason and genocide. CFS continues to deny God's law, which is the law of the land. No contract ever existed. Produce for the record when the mother accepted any case plan. Produce for the record the signature of the mother, September 21st, 2020. Since y'all wanna lie to reports, okay, show me again. Show me. Because it never happened. That's a lie. 42 USC 1985, conspiracy to interfere with civil rights. Depriving person of rights or privileges if two or more persons in any state or territory conspire or go in disguise on the highway or on the premises of another for the purpose of depriving either directly or indirectly any person or class, persons of equal protection of the laws or equal privileges and immunities under laws for the purpose of preventing, hindering, and constitute, authorities of any state or territory from giving or securing to all persons with such state or territory the equal protection of the laws, if two or more persons conspire to prevent by force, intimidation, or threat any citizen who is lawfully entitled to vote from giving his support or advocacy in a legal matter toward or in favor of the election of any lawful qualified person as an elector, president or vice president, or any member of Congress of the United States, or to injure any citizen or person or property or account of such support or advocacy in any of the case to conspire set forth in this section, if one or more person engages therein, do or cause to be done any action in furtherance of the object of such conspiracy whereby another is injured in his persons or property or deprived of having and exercising any right of privilege of the United States. The party so injured, so deprived, may have an action for recovery of damages occasioned by such injury or deprivation against any one or more of the conspirators. And who's the injured party? Shoot, I'm the injured party. Shoot, y'all done stole my baby. The fuck? I'm the injured party. All right, and I'll keep reading. Ase is at risk of injury in the foster home. During Zoom meetings, Ase displayed behavioral issues with mother throwing food, excessive crying, obvious sadness, and body language. Foster home also has several large canines that put Ase at risk due to family history. And that's a fact too, because anytime we be on a Zoom, you know, it's like she's reaching for me to hug me, and then like as soon as like she see me, she like just blows up, and then like I'll be like, all right, peace, like, and then she knows, like she could probably feel like, okay, I have to, you know, they only give us 30 minutes, like we have to disconnect, and then like she'll start like acting up and like crying, like, you know, she's like, no, like don't leave, you know, and that's like so painful. Like the fact that they are doing this and they be doing this to families is so inhumane. And the fact that they continue to not allow me to even physically like touch her or stuff, you know, it's like just hella inhumane. And yeah, I'll just keep reading. Oh yeah, and then they had dogs and stuff. Like they got these big ass German shepherds and pit bulls and shit. Like she a baby, she don't need to be around that. Not unless I'm around them, unless they my dogs or something. But I don't know them people dogs, girl. Stop it. The court agents and agencies and its members have no consent. That's a fact. Like y'all don't own me, bro. Like y'all don't have no authority over me. Y'all never had the right to take her, period. Y'all baby thieves. Sade Renee L is demanding the immediate return of her property. Sade Renee L is demanding the immediate dismissal of the case due to lack of proof of evidence. And the court and its members have not provided proof of injury. Fact, they've never provided any type of proof of injury. And again, in order for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party. So show me where she was injured. Like, stop it. In order for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party. And then they're in violation of 18 USC 1512B, and it says engages in misleading conduct. Whoever knowingly uses intimidation, threatens, or corruptly persuades another or persons, attempts to do so, or engages in misleading conduct toward another person with intent to influence, delay, or prevent the testimony of any person in an official proceeding, cause or induce any person to withhold testimony or without a record, document, or other object from the official proceeding, alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal an object with intent, impair the object's integrity or availability use in an official proceeding, evade legal process, summoning that person to appear as a witness or produce a record, document, or other object, right? Check this. Like they in violation of all of this. Violation. Official proceeding being absent from a official proceeding to which such person should be summoned by legal process or hinder, delay, or prevent the communication to a law enforcement officer or judge of the United States of information relating to the commission or possible commission of federal offense or violation to the condition or probation, supervised release, parole, or released pending judicial proceedings shall be fined under this title, and prison not more than 20 years or both. So again, as I first started this video, remember when I said they had e-filed it, and then they had, she signed it on the 15th, and then they e-filed it 5 days later, and then they're gonna put on a document, I have 14 business days. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's misleading conduct, because I've never been sent this information certified mail. So it's like they're trying to withhold information and impair the availability for a use in official proceeding and evade legal process. You know what I'm saying? That's evading the whole legal process. Like, y'all fraud, y'all be telling on yourselves though. And then on top of that, even when we had the trial, quote unquote, with no jury, they had brought up, they only had, let's see, they had 3 witnesses. They had the caseworker get up there. They had the policy enforcer get up there. And then they had this man that I've never seen a day in my life. I've never seen this man a day in my life. So he went up there as a witness talking about he saw me. And I'm like, bro, I do not know you. And the cold part about it is because before the trial, I kept trying to get the footage, because I'm like, all y'all got to do is look at the camera. Like, just look at the camera. Like, the policy enforcer had his camera on. And again, I was at a public spot. So that Safeway had a camera, the Metro, like CVS. So I had actually went there probably like a week or 2 before my special appearance. And I had talked to Safeway. I'm in there crying, y'all. I'm like, please just let me get the footage. They're like, oh, we can't give you the footage unless you have like a subpoena or some or warrant or something. She tried to tell me. She wasn't fucking with me. And so then I went to CVS, and then the lady, she started crying with me. She's like, I'm so sorry that it happened to you. She like, yeah, F12, like she going in. I'm like, but so I was like, all you have to do is look at the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. So the fact that they brought this man, because then I even asked the security guard, I'm like, excuse me, were you at the shift last night? Like, this and this and that. Like, do you, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to see what's up with the camera. So I'm trying to see if he could be my witness, you know? And so he was like, no, that wasn't me at work. It was this other guy, blah, 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 blah. And so when he had took the stand, I'm like, well, do you know this person? Because I'm like, I talked to your coworker. Like, let's say his name was Bill. I'm like, I talked to Bill. And he like, I don't know Bill. And I'm like, how you don't know Bill and you work there though? You know what I'm saying? So like, who are you? Like, because they be hiring people. So that's why I'm like, it's engaging in a misleading contract, because they be hiring their friends to take the witness stand. And then he didn't even do no type of affidavit or anything. Like, who is this person? I have no clue. All right, and then let me get back to their lies. We almost finished. And then I'll get back. I'll end with the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end with the truth, because they be lying. I don't even like reading these stupid ass spells out loud. Be trying to spell me up to the lies, bring it right back to you 10 times fold. What? Abandonment. Darius and all the persons claiming paternity have conducted themselves in a manner that evinces a settled purpose to forego all parental custody and relinquish all claims to the child. I don't even know what that means. So what manner? Like, what do you mean abandonment? How I abandoned my child and I've been trying to see her and stuff, and you guys won't let me see her, but then you turn around and say I abandoned her. Like, y'all got to make that make sense. Further, since the period of abandonment in excess of 6 months, and again, I haven't seen her in over 6 months, but I definitely was seeing my Zoom visits, and I have email confirmations, y'all, to verify that they terminated our Zoom visits. And I have email verifications asking why, asking several times for Zoom visits to continue, and them saying no. All right, so that's a lie right here. CNRS, blah, blah, blah. No man has come forth to claim paternity of Ase to provide any care or support for her. Darius has not been identified, as Sade has not provided any information for him other than his first name. Therefore, the fault ground of abandonment applies to the detriment of Darius and all the persons claiming paternity. Again, I already said Fourth Amendment on that, but just to touch bases on it, I'm like, y'all lucky I gave y'all his first name, shoot. But he just don't want to be there. If he wanted to be there for Ase, he would have been stepped up. Like, I called him, he don't want to do it. So I can't sit here and dwell on that. So I just got to move along to protect my energy. And again, I'm the mommy and the daddy, okay? I take care of my baby, not a problem, never been a problem, financially, physically, emotionally, all of that, and some, you know? And again, we've had several family and friends and all of that reach out to get the baby to be placed with them at their home and their care, and they keep denying it. So tell the truth on the report, y'all. Just be truthful though, like, because again, if I ever abused or neglected my child, if I was ever quote unquote drinking, driving, I wouldn't have even took it this far. I would have been like, you know what I'm saying, like. But the fact that they're lying and defaming my character, like, this gotta stop. Like, y'all just can't be stealing babies and then nothing happened. This is where, like, they need to do the babies who actually need help, because there's actually parents out there who are probably, you know, strung out on drugs, and, you know, they really don't care about their children. Unfortunately, it's a lot of people like that. You know, I've been kidnapped enough time to be locked up with women like that, and it's sad. But don't put me in that category, because that's not me. That's far from my character. That's far from my demeanor. Like, do your history on me for real. Never been. I'm a coach. I've been coaching children's basketball on and off for the past 10 years. Like, come on now. Like, make that make sense. I've been in child development for the last 10 years. So for you to turn around and say, I've been in child development and doing great with everyone else's children, succeeding, everyone else, oh, I'm the greatest coach ever. But then all of a sudden I decided to have my own child, and then I decided to neglect her. Like, absolutely not. Make that make sense. This has been the greatest part of my life that you guys have stolen from me and really turned into the worst part of my life. Like, this is crazy. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Like, I don't even have that much hate in my heart ever towards a person to be like, they child need to be taken away from them. Unless, you know what I'm saying, again, unless the parent possibly, but even that, like, get the parent help or something. But y'all just be stealing babies for no reason. It says Sade neglected the child at the time of the removal due to her being arrested for a DUI and child abuse. Sade has not engaged in any services to address the neglect suffered by Ase at the time of the removal. Again, what is there to engage in? I never neglected her, and I never was convicted for a DUI. And the baby, when they arrested me, when they kidnapped me, they actually hand wrote on my paperwork child abuse. Because when they kidnapped me, I'm like, why is y'all kidnapping me? They was like, DUI. I'm like, DUI, man, first of all, I'm not even traveling, okay? The only reason why they got me, because like I said, I was charging my phone. So of course I had the keys in the ignition. They be trying to make up stupid stuff, keys in ignition. I'm like, bro, I'm literally sitting here. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, y'all, I promise you, I cannot make this up. This is what happened. This is so fucking crazy. I'd be like, why me? No, for real. Like, I was literally just in my conveyance charging my phone. I was just trying to get enough juice to get my GPS back rolling, and we was gonna travel back to the domicile. And the police really only kidnapped me because we kind of went back and forth. Like, they just wanted to be an asshole because I know the law and stuff. So they're like, oh yeah, you black man, try to bust you upside your head. First of all, I'm not black, I'm more, okay? So yeah, when they took me, they actually, and then on top of that, they left the baby in the car. So when they took me to, when they kidnapped me, I'm crying the whole time. I'm like, my baby, my baby, my baby. I'm like, y'all can't leave her. Y'all can't leave her. Why did they leave her in the car by herself? So they turn around and put child abuse on my paperwork, y'all. My windows was rolled down and my keys was still in my ignition. I had my iPhone was charging. So my iPhone was in the middle. I had an iPhone 10. I was in the middle of the, middle of the dashboard, whatever you call it. I still had my backpack in there, which had my wallet. You know what I'm saying? I had a few Federal Reserve notes. In my trunk, I had my laptop up in there. And when they kidnapped me, they didn't even, they didn't even wait for me to call nobody or anything. I'm like, y'all can't lead a baby. CFS had not even arrived at the scene yet. When a lady rode to the scene, the baby was by herself. It was no other policy enforcers, nothing. It was the baby, but was by herself. And then the windows was rolled down and they said the baby was asleep. So for them, and then even when the policy enforcer, when he went on stand, he had even said to the people, well, not to the people, but he had even said to the magistrate that when he arrived to the scene, the baby was asleep. So how did I abuse the baby if when y'all arrived to the scene, the baby was asleep? So I'm just trying to figure out, where did this abuse come from? Like, where did y'all get abuse from? And then on top of that, they was talking about the baby diaper was right next to her head. When I was speaking to one of the policy enforcers, because out of threat duress, he made me get out the conveyance. The other policy enforcer, it was two of them. The European policy enforcer was fumbling with my car in the back seat where the baby was. So I keep turning around like, bro, what you doing? Like, I'm not on no search and seizure. Like, I'm not on no paperwork. You don't have a right to search my property. And he like, turn around, shut up, like, comply. And I'm like, nah, like, what is he doing? So going back, that policy enforcer took off the baby diaper and put it next to her head. You feel me? Because why would I take off my baby diaper and put it next to her head? Make that make sense. And then when I went and picked up my conveyance, it was a ton of diapers everywhere. Like, he had picked up my backpack, because, I had like, the emergency, little backpack diapers, extra outfit, you know what I'm saying? Like bottles, whatever the case may be. He had dumped the whole backpack in the car in the conveyance to make it look like it was messy. And it was diapers everywhere. So make that make sense. Why would I take off her diaper and put it next to her head and not put a new diaper on? Like, he did that shit. And then that's why I'm like, y'all need to check these cameras. All y'all have to do is check the cameras and case closed, because they're liars. And he going to jail too. He going to jail. That policy enforcer, he going to jail. Unfitness. Sade is an unfit parent that by reason of her faults, habits, or conduct, she has failed to provide Ase with proper care, guidance, and support. See NRS 128, blah, blah, blah. Sade is an unfit parent based on her excessive alcohol use, which resulted to Ase being removed and Sade being arrested for for driving under the influence and child abuse. Sade has not engaged in any case plan services to address her unfitness. Sade is unfit that she hasn't been able to reunify with Ase despite the reasonable efforts of the department. Now, that's a lie too. I mean, this is all a lie, but for them to be like, despite reasonable effort, y'all made reasonable efforts to keep us apart, not unite us. Like, that's a strong statement. All of these are strong statements, but that's because you just told on yourself the previous paragraph. Sade has refused to participate in any case plans, which I don't have no jurisdiction, or engage meaningfully in any discussions with the department to address the reasons for removal, despite the continued efforts by the department to engage Sade in services to make able necessary behavioral changes to reunify her with Ase. So they trying to say the fault ground unfit applies to the detriment of me. Like, I gotta prove to y'all that I'm not unfit. No, nigga, I don't have to prove to y'all nothing. And again, they keep trying to defame my character with this driving under the influence. Again, for real. First of all, when they kidnapped Ase, for the record, I was not driving. I don't even drive, I travel, but I wasn't doing any of that, okay? We were parked, okay? Stopped. We were parked in a parking lot with cars and conveyance and automobiles around it, okay? Parked as well. We were sitting in the automobile and I was charging my phone, okay? That's the only reason why the keys were in the ignition. And that's the most dumbest way to, that people get DUIs anyways. And they just be making up stuff because, again, I haven't been convicted for a DUI. They arrested me for a DUI, but I haven't been convicted of a DUI because they can't convict me of a DUI because I never was driving under the influence. And again, that's another statute and code that don't exist. Traffic court is literally human trafficking. Stop your travel. That's what they be trying to do. Like, that's really a unum sanctum tactic. That's like really a silent weapon of war, like straight out the book, 101. Like, they just wanted to steal the baby. I just want to steal the baby because now they just keep lying. And stop defaming my character because I'm not no drunk, I'm not no alcoholic, and I don't have no conviction for no DUI in the state of California. So stop saying that. Like, stop spreading lies. That's a lie. That's defamation of character for real. Like, just stop. And prove it though. Just prove it though. That's my thing, because you can't just be making up lies and there's no, like, they don't have no meat in here. Like, they have a dish, they say steak, but it's no ingredients. So how I know it's a steak? Y'all know what I mean. Failure of parental adjustment. It's like, I'm getting tired of reading these lies though, honestly. I just be like, blah, 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 blah. Because all they do is just be lying. They just lie. I don't even want to read the rest of the lies. Y'all can read. I'll just leave it here for a little bit. How about that? I don't want to read this shit. Ugh. Like, you know, why would you want to read like lies about you? Because they don't have no law in here whatsoever. All of this is hearsay. This is all hearsay. It's not a single, all they have is the same codes, these stupid codes that are null and void. That don't supersede the Constitution, yet alone my treaty. That my daughter and I are protected by. All right, well, I figure y'all could y'all could just pause the video or something. Don't they just do that, stuff like that? Pause the video if y'all wanted to read it. All right. So third site North Perm C Unity number 7-1. I figure out what that means. These people be lying. So she did it on the 15th, and then she did it on the 16th. 15th, 16th. Affidavit and verification. All right. So back to the truth. Back to the truth. Back to the truth. So this is definitely not the truth. Hold on. That was the same screen that I was sharing. It's this one. All right. All right, so then I just added some more case law pretty much. It says Huggins versus Levine, and that's 415 US 533. And there says there is no discretion to ignore lack of jurisdiction. Joyce versus US. The law provides that once state and federal jurisdiction have been challenged, it must be proven. Manning versus Dybot. Jurisdiction can be challenged at any time, and jurisdiction once challenged cannot be assumed and must be decided. Basso versus Utah Power and Light Company. And it says you are ordered to immediately return the property. Due to proven fraud, it is ordered that you immediately release and return Ase Divine L to her divine creator, Sade Renee L. Sovereignty itself, of course, not subject to law, for it's the author and source of law. That's Yick versus Hopkins. Yick Wu versus Hopkins. Galatians 5:13 and 14. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Sade Renee L is the divine creator and the mother of Ase Divine L, who is endowed with the unalienable right